Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusha here, and now, before we do begin, let me give a brief little review, since it has been quite a minute. Now, when we last left off with this story, we had Izuku Midoriya. We also had Dr. Bright, and the two, they had a little bit of an experiment. 420J was involved, and Deku had a very good time. Dr. Bright wanted to ensure a way to help keep Deku relaxed and okay. And this cross test definitely didn't involve Deku being hurt, maimed, tortured, or exposed to something dangerous. However, it did involve a lot of snacks and a lot of naps, and those Deku was quite happy to enjoy. Now, Deku also got his first Foundation assignment where he was able to put on a disguise and go out into the open. Because of an anomaly the Foundation 05 learned was possibly linked to Prometheus Labs. Now, this was kind of intriguing. The Foundation found an anomaly that did not want to harm people, but it primarily has been harming them. When you look at it, you turn to stone. And that is honestly strange. They found a woman with the ability to turn people to stone and turn her body into that of a giant serpent, even that of a mythical Gorgon. And this was intriguing to the Foundation. They definitely did not expect this, let alone for it to be a friendly anomaly. Deku brought it into custody. He also got into a bit of a argument with somebody on the team that he was with. The commander, yeah, he was not trying to play ball with the anomaly who knew how these things think. Yeah, this thing can listen to Izuku who can talk to it, who is the only living thing that has been able to see it, and they want to rip Deku away from it so it does not stay calm, it does not cooperate. After much consideration, he was suspended, and right now Izuku does somewhat sit there. A lot going through his mind. Miss J, his old teacher that helped teach him how to act like a person and less like a monster. Deku had the idea to use her as a teacher for this anomaly. See if potentially they can learn more about her. If they can do more. And currently, she does somewhat sit in that Foundation cell. A lot going through her mind. Very annoyed. Deku brought her here. He left, and then he came back another day. He brought her food, and the two, they chatted. He tried to explain what the Foundation was, and she did kind of understand a little bit. A massive group of people, but at the same time, she doesn't really understand it. It's not something that she can feasibly think about. Deku's giving her words to use, but without understanding the meaning, it causes more confusion. And we do have her currently right now, as she's going to somewhat sit in front of a computer, her staring at it and looking intently, before she does get a bit annoyed and bring her hands down on the keys. Currently, her smacking onto the top of the keyboard. Miss J informing her that if she is having trouble, then do not get frustrated. They can take a break and come back to the material soon. Currently, the door began to slide open, as they do to turn their head before she does to bring her hands up, smacking herself in her eyes. Before she does to lower them down, and Deku does come to walk back out. Him sitting down and asking if she's alright. Currently, him with a tray in his hand before sitting it down, talking about it. He got some sandwiches. Can she understand him? Partially. Words still weird. Her bring her hands up and going to at least grab the sandwich. Talking about it. It's strange. A lot to go through. A lot to say. Not sure on mustard? Him turning. Currently, her looking at her sandwich before he does a talk about it. No, no mustard. Hmm? Her turning her head, kind of confused. Before Deku does her somewhat cleared up. And the two, they do have lunch together. Currently, the Foundation team seeing the interactions between her and Izuku. Deku turning and talking to the computer as Miss J. She is quite happy to see Izuku again, along with the fact that he does appear to be turning into quite the nice young man. Before, Deku just wanted to ask her about his own classes, and she does not comment on it. He is doing well, but is he studying the material? Yes, sort of. It's still a little weird to learn, especially because I'm confused. English, roses, language, flower language? How would you classify that? Well, I don't know if I can put it under a classification system, but I assume it is old. Hmm. Language of the trees. That sounds rude. The druidic language? Yeah, that might work. And then this other one, this deity that wants to meet me. Him turning, before asking the snake lady, exactly how does she think that that might go? Her somewhat going to shrug, before still biting into her sandwich. It going to begin to have a pickle slide out of it. Deku talking about it. He's got to do a few more things after lunch today. He can come back later for dinner and talk with her then. Can she handle it? Her nodding her head with the sandwich still in her mouth, before continuing to bite into it. And this does mean a bit. Deku going to stand up after eating and walking out of the room, before he does a turn and see some of the doctors, who do to walk up and immediately hold scanners up to Izuku, when the doors are fully closed, beginning to ask him a series of questions they want the answers to. I mean, does he feel off? Does he feel different? Is re-exposure possible? One of them currently scanning his foot, as he is also slide it backwards when they do go to put the scanner a little too close. Talking about it. He said it before, and not much is different. Really? No, nothing at all. Though she has gotten better. Well, she does get interactions for the first time possibly in her life. That is true. As far as we're aware, we don't know how to classify her. I mean, we've run DNA tests, but with whatever's been done to her, it's classifying as human, but it's coming up as mutated. Heavily so. In fact, if we didn't find those markers, then we not we might not have been able to tell. That's true, but there's always that one theory. You're thinking that she's the legendary Gorgon, the one the stories are based off of. Every story has some sort of truth. Everyone believed that Bigfoot was fake until, well, rumors became true, rumors became stories, and then we had to declassify them, take them off the public notice. Hmm. That is true. Some mythical creatures are feasible, but that does raise the question as to how exactly everything happened. How about we save this discussion for whenever he's not in the room? I'm curious myself. I've heard of the Gorgon. You have? Yes. When I was in, um, whenever I was in the future, things weren't good. Stories, things being passed around, things being said, people dying, daily occurrence. Heard something, but was from a book, some sort of storybook, I think, or a movie. Can't really remember too well about that. You can't recall? I remember some stuff, but it gets hazy. Does it now? Do you think that that might possibly be a side effect? Of what? Deku going to walk past them. The two turning back to their consoles and looking at the blacked out window. Currently trying to think about what to do. Can't keep eyes on it. Can't do much. All they know is it is being cooperative. And its properties, they're still yet to be tested. Currently a D-class staring at a monitor that does have one single button attached to it. He's been informed. He can look at it all he wants, but if it begins to look around and looks at the camera, press the button if he does feel distress. They'll figure things out soon. Now, currently there is Zuko, who is walking down the hallway with a lot going through his mind. A lot of things he wants to do, a lot of people he wants to talk to. And currently he's around a corner, seeing Iris, who currently is talking with a Foundation staff member. Them, with a camera in hand, talking about a few things. Asking her if she is going to listen to what the Foundation does say. I've already told you I can do my part, but you can't hold that as collateral against me. I need that camera. Miss Iris, I'm well aware. Your actions as of late have been helpful, but your privileges have still been limited. Deku walking up, and the person's a turn. Currently, them turning their head and seeing Izuku, who currently does have his glowing eyes and his hair, along with the fact that he does maintain his reptilian-like arms. Them immediately going to drop the camera, and Deku does watch that, bring his hand up as the camera is flying at him and he's catch it in his hand, or more accurately, claws. Iris turning back to the guard and shouting at him for nearly destroying that camera. And she does get pushed back from the person, them shouting a bit at her. Before Izuku hears a turn, stepping forwards and expressing, "Stop." Stop what? Leave her alone. I'm just following orders, alright? I'm doing what they say. Now hand me the camera. Currently, Iris looking down at it. It's been a while since he's actually been able to hold this thing. And Izuku does tell the man, "Go away." Excuse me? I am a member of Foundation staff. I'm a guard. I'm following my directions. If I don't get that camera back to storage, it's my ass. Yes, it is. I understand. But letting her have time with her camera is good. Older model, isn't it? Needs more maintenance. Let her look at it. Leave it alone. Him stepping forwards, and the man can see it. Deku is making himself a little bigger, pressing a little bit. Clearly, this isn't good. And he does get a turn, telling Iris he's gonna be back in an hour for the camera. Does that work for her? 2 hours. 1 hour. Hour and a half? 1 hour. An hour and 15 minutes. All right. I can give you the extra 15, but are you going to hand me the camera when I come back? Because if not, I'll have to make this an incident. And reporting that and writing it up, I really don't want to do. Do you understand me? I do, yes. Good. I'll, alert the proper people. Let them know what's going on. Him looking at Deku before turning and walking down the corridor, very annoyed at these circumstances. Before Iris' turn, seeing Izuku walking away. Hey, him turning before she's to tell him. Thank you. No problem. But you're wasting time? Oh, um, thanks. Her gonna bring up the camera, taking a picture of Deku. Before she does go to pull it out of her camera, and then someone's gonna hand it over. Talking about it. Here, it's the least you can do. It still works as a pretty good camera. A bit old, but keep that in someplace dark. That way it develops right. Can he do that? Him nodding his head before heading back to his cell. Now, Deku does a step into the room. Currently, him being greeted by Dr. Bright, who does sit there. Currently, him with a cup of OJ and some cereal, asking about it. So, exactly how did things go? Him going to lean onto the table before he does express. I mean, they're still figuring some things out with that, aren't they? You know, the whole snake chick thing. It's interesting, but how is that going to work? How is what going to work? Come on, kid. You gotta be at least a little bit more honest with yourself. You told me before, back at that frickin' pool party thing, you've been noticing some stuff. Just saying. Happens, but, what are you? Like, 17, 18? Well, I guess biologically you're 19, but that does raise more questions. Exactly what does go on in that head of yours? It's a question even I'd like to know. Dr. Bright, I'd rather not talk about a few things right now. Fine, fine. I won't really be pushing, but you gonna take a nap? Watch some TV? Things have been slow. Not too sure about anything else, really. Just interested in a few things. Might read a bit more. See more about that? Hmm. Okay, that's fair, that's fair. Though, I could see about letting you go out again. You know, see if maybe you could be out there. Hmm. It sounds interesting, but what would I do? Eh, you could go anywhere. Go out someplace to eat. Does that sound nice? It does. It really does. But I mean, is it just to go out there? Izuku, not everything you do out there needs to be about the foundation. I mean, weren't you happy going out there the first time? I was, yes, but it was for a mission. I just assumed I'd be sent on another one. Hmm. The Foundation, I'm fairly certain, would like your enthusiasm with that, but Kid, I'm trying to look out for you, alright? If you just let them push you like this, it won't be good for you. Wow, I'm really about to say this one. I'm about to be the mature one. Okay, uh, him bringing his hands up, currently running them through his hair, taking a deep breath, and saying, so he's not the best advocate for mental health, but he would recommend, you know, talking about it. He's still, well, oh fuck. What's the right word? No, that one's bad. That one sounds dirty. Um, upset. No, no, that one doesn't even give half of it. Listen, I'm putting my foot in my mouth here, but Izuku, after what you've been through once, you've got to talk to somebody about it. I mean, your doctor's been checking your journals, right? She has, I think so. Good, good. Just letting you know. It's always good to talk to someone. And we can probably go out and do lunch. I could see about that, but I guess I could convince the Foundation that, well, no, no, that would probably get me put in bad light. Especially if I release zombies in someplace good. Mm. Well, I mean, where would we go have lunch, though? If it happens in the restaurant, our meal would be free. Though we might accidentally kill the chef. Maybe, no, no, after we get our meal, maybe release it, but that'd be a lot of paperwork. Dr. Bright devising a half-ass, foolhardy, and stupid plan involving either a zombie virus or, well, you know, something dangerous, attacking in the middle of their meal so they just run off and leave, get it for free. Yeah, I mean, it sounds fun. These thoughts go through his head. Meanwhile, Deku, he does somewhat sit down on the couch, beginning to speak a few things to himself in another language. And Bright, he does still try and concoct this idea. Meanwhile, Izuku, he is waiting on anything. Before, later that day, he does go to see the anomaly once more. Her happy to see Izuku, who does go to express a few more things, talking with the anomaly and seeing what more he can get out of it. Any information, even a potential name. And she doesn't have a name. That part being odd to Izuku. Before he does try to help, figure a few things out, see what they can do there. Him trying to list out some names he thinks that she might like. Though Medusa being the first one, he says, it definitely wasn't good. Her giving him a bit more of a funny look, since she does at least understand what that would imply. Now, Deku, he does try a few more, and then a few others, before he does say one. Uh, no, no. Marianne, uh, eh, not really sure where I got that one. Um, hmm. What about, mm, no, no. April, May, Maybell, Anna, shit. You didn't like, what was it, Rebecca? No. Okay. Um, did I already say Marianne? I think you did. Hmm. Mm, Miranda? Hmm. Oh, that one sounds interesting. Okay, okay, good, good. That at least help solve that problem for right now. Does it? Yeah, it does. Listen, I'd love to stick around more, but I've got to do a lot more things today. Will you come by tomorrow? I can try. I won't promise it, but I can see what I can do. Foundation usually has something happening around here, and if it involves getting killed, I'm usually put first up on stage. That sounds unhealthy. It's fine. If I die, I can just walk it off. Her staring at him. Still not really sure how he works. However, she's just aware that he does. Currently, Deku leaving as he does go to wait. Things have been kind of quiet. Is that the right word? Maybe it is the right word. Interesting. Not weird? No, that one just would never fit anywhere. Okay, so hmm, something must be wrong. Maybe, maybe, but what could it be? This crossed Deku's mind, wondering what to do. And right now, whenever he does get back to his room, he does run into some Foundation scientist who do talk about a few things, since right now they've got to definitely talk to him about something. What is it? Okay, now hold on. Dr. Bright walking back into the room, talking about it. The kid's still learning that language, so the meeting can't happen. Okay, fine, just speed up his learning process. Uh, just do whatever he can. Just, we need this now, and I mean yesterday. That's not even just that. We have a mission for him. Mission? Yeah, yeah. It might not be as exciting as your last ones, but it's gotta do with another SCP. One that we're not really, sure about. Really? Okay, okay. It's more than just that, it's complicated. Very complicated. Okay, okay. But what does it do? So far, those events are classified. But get ready and we'll get you to move out. Okay, afterwards, you'll come back and go over his testing. Dr. Bright, help me out here. I could if I knew more. Fine, fine, okay. If we know exactly what we're dealing with, we would tell you. We're dealing with events that are highly classified and redacted. That's what we got. So you don't got the unredacted version? If we did, we would tell you. All right? Is that fair? That works, yeah. Fine. I'll sign off on it. Just brief the kid before he leaves. Tell him at least anything. I'm understanding. Telling Deku what to do before he is a nod, waving Dr. Bright off and leaving with these two scientists. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.